What's up? Welcome. I am so glad you are here listening and spending time with me today. Release Your Inner Power talks about life, the trenches, the decisions, and the wins that we have now, today, and that have experienced in our past. There are stories, encouragement, tools, and tips to take those next steps to release that inner power and connect with something that is said or someone, a special guest maybe, that will boost your week. I am your host, Shauna B. Here we go. Real quick, I want to add, because it's summer and we're out having fun and recharging and making memories with my family, that these episodes are the most popular episodes of this last year. I hope you enjoy what these awesome, amazing ladies have to offer. Hey there, welcome back to Release Your Inner Power podcast. I have a special guest on with me today. Her name is Emily, and she owns Renaissance Goods. She is a personal stylist and a closet auditor. Welcome, Emily, to the show.
Hi, how are you doing today?
I am doing great. I'm so excited about this. How are you?
I am good. I'm a little nervous, so bear with me, but I'm very excited to talk with you and get a feel of what you're doing with your business.
It's fun. I started this podcast to help out mamas and to give them, ways to really see inside them, to release their inner power, to fill themselves up so they can show up for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really, really excited when I actually heard about you through a family member of mine. Mm-hmm. And she was telling me about what you do, and she actually hired you and you went over and helped her out. And I was like, this is so amazing, because for women, especially, like, it just, you feel so much. I can't even describe the feeling, but maybe it's like confidence, or just like, you just feel good in your skin and everything when you're like, one, when your closet's not a friggin' disaster, for one. And two, when you have things that like come together and they kind of like, I don't know.
When
it's
you
like
know what you have.
Yeah, it's like being extra for yourself. It just makes you feel really good. And I was like, I totally want Emily on this podcast, because I think it would be super awesome for you to like tell your story and explain all the things on how this works. And, how cool would it be if, if these people wanted to find you and they wanted to like add some, some little like confidence and feel good to themselves.
Yes. This is exactly what I do it for, is to talk to women. And there's one thing that I always say about our closets is they hold expectations that we don't even realize are in there. And with clothing, for me, I love it. And I think it's so much fun. I love transitioning to different seasons and watching the trends grow and things come back. But it's so much deeper for me, because in order to feel good in your clothing, it really is from the inside out. And that is something that I had to learn. I had to figure out who I was and my body, and learn to feel comfortable in my body, and how to make it past a day where I was like, I don't know what to wear. I don't like anything on me. And again, that starts with what's in your closet. It really does. You have control of what goes in your closet, and you can't let your closet tell you what is making you good enough. So yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot. So how did you tell us a little bit about you?
Yes.
Well, and then how this all came to be.
Yeah. So since I was a little girl, my mom, she just always gave me free reign of my clothing. Sometimes I would look very wild. Sometimes I would come out of my room and she's like, oh, wow, that worked out. Okay, let's go. Let's start the day. So since I was little, I've loved clothing. When I would play with, Barbies and my baby dolls, it was just to dress them up and then I'd be done. I'm like, we're good now. Let's move on to the next thing. And then as I got older, I I had a big issue with my body. I went through, I had treatment for an eating disorder, a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, and that came down on myself and my self image and who I am. And I lost touch with clothing. It got to the point where I would look at my closet and I would just cry because I didn't know what to put on. Nothing felt right, nothing looked right. I was trying trends that just weren't working for me or my lifestyle or my body. And then I started working in retail. And the retail store that I was working at is a women's clothing company. And they really do, as much as, they hone in on the selling tactics. It's, you have to understand the clothing to be able to sell it to the customer, because you're not going to want to put them in something that isn't going to look good on them. So then I started paying attention to other women's body types and showing them how to feel good and what they were putting on. And I was like, oh, this is naturally just turning into you doing that for yourself and you're learning. And then it was me starting to be honest with people in retail of like, that's not working for you, or that's actually a little bit too big, or sometimes it's too small. Let's switch the size for you. And I just saw people's eyes brighten. And I had a woman come in after her big weight loss, and she was trying to grab the sizes that she was used to. And I got to sit there and hug her while she cried because she was just so proud of herself, of letting go. So yeah, then I started helping people clean out their closet and get rid of the things that don't work for them. And then it turned into the personal styling. And sometimes you don't need a whole closet audit. Sometimes you're just trying to go to a wedding or whatever. And it can be so much simpler than, going piece by piece, making it really emotional. But that's sort of how I got to closet auditing, was learning to love myself and my body through watching other women learn to love themselves and their bodies.
I love that that moment that you were talking about, about the woman that came and she was buying old sizes
Mhm.
and like having to be like, no, wait, like this is the new size, that I have, and to have somebody like
Yeah.
that,
And that can go
her.
anyway, whether the person is getting smaller or larger, if you're pregnant or if you have just had a child, our bodies change. And I think there's something to be said about just dressing our bodies instead of trying to fit them into a mold, whatever that means figuratively, or, so it's just fun to see people comfortable with themselves no matter what. And I know that it's deeper than clothing. I know that. But when you have that confidence in yourself with a good outfit, it goes on throughout the day and into the next day. And you remember that and you're like, oh, that is a good outfit. I'll just go back to that one that I wore yesterday because I feel good in it. I have my outfit repeating days.
It's so
We,
true. Yeah, it's
you
so
have to
true.
go with what you know.
It's interesting that you said, like, the fitting into the mold thing. Like, I can personally say, after, like, having kids and all of that, and then going back and buying clothes and then being like, "What is going on?" Because I'm buying the size that I think I know and then I think it's supposed to be, and I'm like, "I'm supposed to fit
Yeah.
into this pair of jeans, but really? Like, why am I putting all that pressure on myself?"
Yeah,
Right?
there's
It's
like
more like,
that
"What
is
can I wear?" Not,
yes,
"I have to
you
fit
bring
into
up
this outfit or I don't buy it."
yeah, you bring up jeans. Jeans are so funny. With every closet audit, I start with jeans no matter what. And it's because I mean, I'm thinking about my stack of jeans right now in my closet and it's out of control. I need to audit my own closet. But there's something about jeans because there's so many different styles, fits. There are jeans when I'm on my period that I can't wear. There's literally no way I can button them.
Right.
And so those ones are the holders of all expectations, I swear, is jeans. I'm like,
Yes.
nope. You got to have your ones that you know. And then there's also something to be said about making sure that your pieces are timeless, but that they can work with you along the way. Um, yeah, yeah, jeans are something else.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They push
I
you through
love
the
them.
test, that's for sure, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
so funny. So, you kind of I mean, you kind of touched on, like, what you're passionate about with
Mhm.
this clothing. Is there anything else that you wanna add to the
Yeah.
passionate about?
Um, you know, I am just really passionate in general about women and women growing and learning through trial and error. Um, One thing that I've been really working on recently is giving myself permission to have gratitude for myself. Um, and it's so funny because when you say that to someone you care about, someone you love, you're like, have gratitude for yourself, have gratitude for yourself. You should just do it. Come on, you're amazing. You've done all of these amazing things. And then you go and you try to do that for yourself. And I think there's something to be said about surrounding yourself with women and empowering each other because it does rub off on you. And then you find yourself one day and you're like, whoa, I have gratitude. I am proud of myself. I have worked hard. And on the bad days, I'm not taking it out on myself anymore. And that's because of the work that you've done by surrounding yourself with women. So my passion is women and our stories, where we come from. There's so much. I feel like every person has a story. And that's my favorite part about closet audits too, is I'm not going in there to clean their closet. Let's be
Right.
honest.
Right.
I mean, a majority of the time there is a big story. There's loss, there's heartache, there's, self-rejection. Um, and then I leave knowing that that person, has some skills and now they have a connection with me. And I hope that I've left a mark that they know they can come back to me again.
Oh, I
And
love that.
that's why I love the personal styling part with the closet audit, because then it's like, oh no, I'm not gone. I'm gonna be here
Right.
still. I'll
Yeah.
like help you with your closet, but ask me some things later too, or let me know when you're planning a vacation. I've helped people plan their vacations, which is kind of funny, but I'm like, let's just pack. I know
Yeah.
you're avoiding it. Let's pack. We'll put a little capsule collection together for your week in Mexico. We've got this.
I
So
love that. I love
yeah.
that. I love, the community part and coming together because there is definitely something with women coming together to empower and, support and be there for each other and let them be seen and heard and tell their story and
Mhm.
just speaking it and finding a connection with somebody just,
Yeah.
like, deepens that and makes that so much more powerful. So thank you for sharing that because that's
Yeah.
I too have a passion for that, hence why we're here, right?
Yes.
Um,
Yep.
and so I love that you spoke that out loud.
Mhm.
That was really awesome to share. Thank you for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Can you explain kind of like how the process works? Like when
Yeah.
you say closet audit and you
Yeah.
said virtual styling, like
Mhm.
all of that, can you just give us a rundown of how this all works with you?
Yeah. So we'll start with the closet audit. That one it's a little bit more detail. So with that, I start, people reach out. I communicate with everyone right now on my Instagram page, which I can give a little bit later. But they reach out, they say, hey, I saw you talking about a closet audit. I'd love to do this. So we set a date, and then between the time that the appointment is made and the date, I send over some questionnaires to you, and I ask for Pinterest board with things that you love wearing or a style that you're interested in, or if you have anything that you come across on Instagram or any social media, send it on my way so that I can get an idea of what you're going for. Then day of, I come with mimosas or coffee in my trash bags, and we get going. Like I said, I start with denim. I don't know why, I just do. um, Everyone ends up throwing away like half of their denim. It's hilarious. And then I just go through, I break it down. We look at all your leggings, and then we go to your sweatshirts, and then we go your dresses, and we just break it down by item. And in each of those piles, there's usually things that the person is like, I love this, I don't know what to do with it. Or this is really amazing, the color kind of scares me. So I say, okay, and we put it aside. And then at the very end, once we've got everything kind of organized, because as we go to, I'm organizing the closet, I'm folding things back up, making sure that you understand what you even have. And at the end, you still have that big pile of things that we didn't know what to do with. So we take a look at your organized things and we start making different outfits and putting life to what you look at every single day. And somewhere on the side of the room, there's trash bags full of things to let go. And we wrap up, we talk about where everything is. This is where I put your dresses. Feel free to organize it how you want. This is just where it's at right now so that you understand. And then I take the clothes for you, because everyone knows that when you go through your things, you have a box or a bag of all of the donations, and then it sits. And then it sits, and then it sits, and then it makes it in your car, and it sits somewhere. So I take it, and you don't have to think about it. One thing that's kind of cool too is that every once in a while people have things to let go of that they can sell. So we can make a sell pile. Just another random fun thing. And that's not something that happens all the time. But so yeah, then you get a follow up with some notes that I took, some things that I saw could be added, a lot of the times, again, back to the denim. You've let go of all of your skinny jeans because they weren't working, but you really do want them. So let's look into finding you some skinny jeans. It is okay to add to your closet. It's just with a clear mind now. Virtual stylist appointments, those are, it can be 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, depending, but it's me and the person sitting on Zoom, sitting on FaceTime. Okay, are you needing this for something specific? Did you start a job, for everyday life, going on vacation, like I was saying? And we take a look at the pieces that you're trying to style. Someone is wanting a stylist appointment because they don't know what to do with what they have. Yeah. So that one's a little bit less intrusive when it comes to the closet part, but it is still a good one and a good tool, especially if someone, say they are going to a wedding and they've got this outfit, but they don't know what shoes to put on, or how to pair. This is a good one. Family photos. Those ones are always hard. Okay, I have this shirt. Yeah. What do I do with this? So that's how I would say the difference between those two. Virtual style is the right now. The closet audit is for the time after.
I love that you said and then it sits in a box, and then it sits there more, and then it goes to the car, and then it sits in your car more. Like, I am so the guilty one of like, oh, if I put this bag in my trunk, I will so get rid of it. And then 2 months later, I'm like, why is this
and
bag
you've driven by Goodwill so many times, but then there was a line, or maybe you had to be somewhere.
I know, it's crazy. There's even clothing drop boxes too, like not just Goodwill. So it's like,
this is so true.
Literally endless ways, but for
maybe this is everyone's sign right now. Go donate those bags in the car.
Yes. Reminder.
My sign. I have a bag in the car.
Yeah.
It's my clothes.
I know. I just got a bag yesterday that's by my door to take to my car.
My God.
I'm gonna have
that's so funny.
follow my own advice. That's hilarious. Okay, so so I know we were talking before, and you were talking a little bit about a project that's coming up that you are getting excited about. Did you want to share about that project?
Yeah. So I am working on essentially what I'm calling a closet audit class. I'm going to begin recording probably this week or next. And what it is basically going to be able to give is for people that are not local to where I'm at. They can go access that class, and it'll come with all of the skills that I teach the person that I am physically with, you can learn in that class, but you get access to it over and over and over again. It'll teach you the breakdown steps and how to style things, basic timeless tips to elevate any outfit. You'll get a little bit of that styling too in there. Yeah, it's going to be really fun. I'm really excited to just be able to offer something that's a little bit larger than the people that I am close to physically. Yeah, I'm excited.
I love that. I love
A
that.
virtual closet audit class.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Mhm.
That's really cool. Well, I love everything that you shared. I was so curious about this when I first heard it. I was like, oh my gosh, I totally, I mean, who
I'm
doesn't
so happy you reached out.
want it to be audited? Honestly, like who doesn't need that so you can feel so much better and like boost your day and your week just
Yeah.
by,
It's that
feeling good in your
breakdown.
clothes and stuff,
Yeah, it's the breakdown of simplifying it and going item by item and saying, okay, I don't really need this, instead of looking at your closet and saying, I don't like any of it. I don't want to see it, or this is too much. And, you can implement that in other parts of your life, but we'll start with the clothes.
Oh yeah, yes. I have found myself many times where I have to pick an outfit out to go somewhere, and I'm just like, I have to pick an outfit out. At first it
Yeah.
gets overwhelming, and then I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna throw a bunch of clothes in a pile, and then we're gonna figure it out, and then I go from there, and then I like, okay, no,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
It's so funny. It's so funny how we can get caught up in overthinking about
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
Well, where can the listeners find you if they are interested in your services? And
Yeah.
you also said something about a listener's discount.
Yes. So everyone can find me over on Instagram. My Instagram handle is _Renaissance Goods. RENAISSANCE. I just wanted to show that I could do it because I worked very hard. It's a hard work. So _Renaissance Goods. And you can go and look at my highlights, see what I have over there to offer. But for listeners, what I would love for you guys to do is go to my highlight that talks about virtual personal styling. Check that out and then message me. Let me know you heard about this on the podcast. And I am giving listeners 20% off of a virtual styling appointment. And then once I get my class up for closet audits, those listeners that did book a personal styling appointment will get early access to that class.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So I'm just making everyone meet me because I want to meet everyone.
Yeah. I love that connection and everything. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I will put all of the Emily's information in the show notes so you can reach out to her, a reminder about the offer that she just gave you, and give you guys some notes on everything. So if you have any questions, you know where to go. So thank you so much for being on today. It was so fun.
Thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun, and I am not nervous anymore. That was easier than I thought.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Well, thank you very much. And I look forward to chatting with you again.
Yes, we will.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the conversation, learned something new, or got some gems to take away that will boost your week. I release a new episode each week, so make sure to click that follow button to not miss what is coming next. If you love the show or want to share a story, send me a quick message. I love hearing from listeners. If you know someone who needs this episode in their life, go ahead and share it with them. I'm sure they would love you for it. If you are looking to connect more, check out the show notes for all the social links, my website. I would love to hear how this episode helped you and what you loved about it. If there's a topic you want to hear about, send that too. All right, ladies, now is the time to release your inner power.